Hello fellow gamers, I'm Christopher Chrisman of Retro Game Network, and coming up next, a look at last week's retro video game news on the RGN files for the week ending Saturday, July 14, 2018. Before we begin this week's podcast, I would like to take a moment to apologize for the lack of entries over the course of the past week. This was due to unexpected educational requirements during my summer college semester. In lieu of regularly scheduled articles this past week, we chose to instead do a single entry to give readers updates on stories that we had previously written about. We will begin normally scheduled daily news updates throughout this upcoming week and hope that you will visit RetroGameNetwork.com daily to be kept up to date on the latest in retro video game news. Again, we apologize for our performance this past week, and we thank you all for your support. With all that being said, here is a brief look at last week's news stories. In the RGN files this week, Limited Run Games is currently giving an incentive to those that are interested in purchasing the Nintendo Switch port of the 25th anniversary edition of Night Trap. The company has recently been sending out emails to those individuals that purchased the PlayStation 4 version of the game last August, offering a discount to gamers as a way of persuading people to purchase the current port. In order to be eligible for the discount, you must have received an email from Limited Run Games, which contains a discount code that is unique to the account holder, as well as unique to the electronic mail address that is currently on file with the company. This code will allow you to save a total of 10% off of the original retail price, which will provide an average savings of just about $3. Because the collector's edition had rapidly sold out last week, it can be assumed that this savings is only for the standard edition of the port. Pre-orders for the Switch edition of Night Trap will continue until July 20th and has a retail price of just under $30. Video game author Brian Madron has recently reached out to Retro Game Network once again to give us some brand new information about the newly released deluxe edition of his recently released book, the Atari 2600 Homebrew Companion Volume 2. This latest edition of the publication, which was made available for sale this past weekend, was created due to some customers' requests for a full-color paperback version of the book. The book has no new content and covers the exact game titles as the black and white counterpart. The cost of this new deluxe edition costs the same as the original volume's deluxe edition, which comes in at a cost of just under $31 through Amazon, the company that distributes the books. The standard black and white edition of the first two volumes is also still available for purchase in hard copy for just under $13, while Kindle versions sell for just under $4. In addition, subscribers to Kindle Unlimited can also still read the book at no cost. Mathern has told Retro Game Network previously that additional books on the subject matter will be offered by the end of the year. Stephanie Allaire of the C256 Phoenix project, which will bring a fresh entry into the popular Commodore 8-bit computer line, has recently updated the project's website with new details about the upcoming project. Aside from showing off a new block diagram of what the internal schematics of the system would consist of, she has also recently sent out a message to supporters asking for assistance with the sound chip that is currently planned for the device. In her statement, she mentioned that since the start of the concept, she wanted to go even further than what the original SID chip was capable of, being curious to know what it would have been like to have a second-generation SID chip at some point in the computer's history. Complete details of what she is looking to obtain and what the requirements of the chip would be can be found on the official forum pages of the project. Additional details about the C256 Phoenix, which is slated to be fully compatible with the Commodore 64 computer line, are slated to become available throughout the summer. And finally this week, we wanted to give our readers some information about the future of our live Twitch streams. We've been lying dormant with our streams due to technical difficulties, and we will be continuing testing throughout this coming week. Our next official Twitch stream is currently planned to occur on Tuesday, July 24th, and we will be showcasing a modern game this time around when we do a playthrough of the PlayStation 4 port of the 2016 game The Bunker, where I will attempt to get a platinum trophy as I missed out on a single one during our personal gameplay. Our stream will begin at 9 p.m. Eastern on July 24th, and we hope that everybody will be able to join in on the fun. That's it for this week's edition of the RGN Files. For those listening to us on BGM on FM, please stay tuned. There'll be more video game music coming up shortly. For complete details of any of this week's stories, visit RetroGameNetwork.com. And don't forget to check us out on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Retro Game Network, and on Twitter and Twitch at RetroGameNet. For the RGN Files, I'm Christopher Chrisman. This week's news story is provided by the following: Brian Mathern, the C256 Phoenix Forums, Limited Run Games.